goods like shoes, they sell a lot on weekends because people are sitting at home shopping. Right? And so you want to make sure that like you're cross-listing stuff before the weekend hits. And even on the weekend, if you're acquiring product, you want to get it out as soon as possible because it all comes down to how fast you move the product, right? Right.
So like $1 more an hour than actually going on those other sites, and the difference in quality and actually getting things done. I know. So we have a guy. His name's Swastik, right? Great on e-commerce, and we taught him these lessons on how to source, and he picked it up within a few days, and he was like asking us what to do next, right? Like he was pushing that. You never see that with anybody on Fiverr or Upwork. It's like, let me get my job done. That's it. And if they quit, I think this is the biggest one we talked about last time. If they quit. You literally, and if you taught them and didn't actually have like a plan, if they quit, you lose all that progression. That goes out the door instantaneously because think about it. If you're hiring one freelancer on Fiverr that then quits, all that knowledge goes with them. You can then take. We've seen our competitors that Fiverr freelancer then goes to our competitors and teaches them our knowledge, right? So that doesn't happen with you guys. And if let's say Swastik gets a raise or he's not there anymore, you guys have a team in place that can fill that spot within a couple of hours, right? If not less, because all things are already in place. And you don't lose. It's not taking one step forward and then 2 steps back. It's taking 2 steps forward and then maybe a little ledge back, and then you can keep progressing, right?
Yeah, I mean, like that's great feedback. Thank you for that. No, I think so. From our side, like what we do is we basically say like, hey, this guy's working here, right? One day he may want to move on somewhere else, right? We hope he never does, but one day he does, right? And so to protect our customer, one, we have an NDA signed with our guy, right? So they can't go work for another reseller right away, right? It's like, look, you have to wait for like a couple of years to be able to go work with another reseller. So we have an NDA signed on that. The second piece that we have on the back end, we have other people trained as a backup. And we always do this because like what we see is when we start working with customers, they always want to add more people. So we always have more people trained anyway. But at the same time, it offers a good backup. So let's say Swastik's out sick or he's out, or he leaves, whatever, right? We have somebody that can jump in right away and be like, hey, Ty, I'm going to take over and start working with you. All you see is a different name. Everything else is about the same, right?
That's incredible.
Right. And then and so even like when you start thinking about like kind of like automation on your side, right? This is how you want to think about it, right? Like I want to have dependency on automation, but I don't want to have it on a single person because then that person gets the power and they might end up leaving or it might start increasing their ask for how much money they want from you. Right?
Exactly, right? Like I believe that you get on the ask part, like if you're trying to ask for more cash, you need to be able to do more, not be able to hold the power. It does nothing. And then if you can automate that out, it becomes very, very easy to produce more because you have more leverage on that side, and you can grow a lot faster as well.
Right. And I think one thing, like to your, like the earlier point I was trying to make with you is, so basically you took a risk by saying like, if we're going to pay, if it's just $1 more, but you still paid more, right? Say, I'm going to take a risk and do this, but you found the right resource, and then now like your automation is a lot more complete, and you don't have to spend time teaching that person anymore, right? And now you can just tell Swastik, be like, hey, dude, go train someone else. You don't have to train that new person. Swastik trains them, and all of a sudden, like your business is fully automated, right?
And since they're like your VAs are all working in the same location too, it's very easy them to train each other and already have that backup ready, right? It's not like you have to jump on another call or another Zoom call to get those guys trained. They're together, right? This is their day job. This is what they do daily.
Yeah, and so I should have brought a photo, but like they all sit like in a proper office everywhere there. I think what we want to do next is start doing like multi-time coverage. So as an example, right now he's doing Pacific hours with you, right? Eventually we want to do it so like where he's doing Eastern hours as well, or maybe even at nighttime, and start figuring out like through analytics, what time of the day are you getting the best products, right? That would be now you're talking about like true optimization of your business, which is like, hey, if it's the weekend when you get the best products, then he should be sourcing on the weekends and cross-listing you for on the weekends, right? In terms of moving product, I've realized like especially a lot of like consumer goods like shoes, they sell a lot on weekends because people are sitting at home shopping, right? And so you want to make sure like you're cross-listing stuff before the weekend hits, and even on the weekend, if you're acquiring product, you want to get it out as soon as possible because it all comes down to how fast you move the product, right?
That's interesting that like you guys are even thinking about that for us as a customer, right?
Yep.
So that's what actually having a business working with, they're going to try to make you the best. They're going to bring you the best value, right? Instead of having that Fiverr or Upwork freelancer, all they care about is cross-listing at their own time.
Right.
You guys are thinking about how can I really help? Let's go, Aaron or Chris. I did your refinement of how can I help these guys sell more, buy more, build their business better? Because if I know we talked about this last time, if you help them build their business bigger, you guys get extra people hired through them, right? So it's a win-win. Instead of that freelancer thing, I want to do it at my time. I don't care about anything else. Y'all are in this for the long run, trying to build a company out for Chris, Aaron, and all these other people that are trying to do cross-listing.
Yeah, honestly, like, look, if Chris's business starts blowing up even more, I mean, he's got a pretty sizable business already, right?
He does.
But if it's like, hey, it blows up even more, and he hires more people from us, we make money, right? And so, I would say, like, it's a very kind of the incentives are very aligned, right? The more money you make, the more people you're going to get from us, the more money we get at the end of the day.
Yep. I like that. I think also the one thing that I want to touch on is what we've seen in terms of the automation process. It's personally, you can't think that I'm the best at this and no one else can automate that. That's a bad mindset to get into. That really slows down growth in anything, and you really probably shouldn't even be a leader in a company if you have that mindset, thinking that I'm the only person that can do this project. Because really, even personally, I know everything I do can be automated and taking over. Right? I'm not looking to hold on to that one job because it's job security. You want to be growth. You want to build that growth with other people. Once you get out of that mindset, it becomes very, very easy to scale because then you look at your time more valuable. How can I increase the output I can on my time by automating all the work I can, so then you can even free up your time to do things that you want to do more, right?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, it starts off with like, look, I always assume I'm automatable, and I want to be, right? Because as a business owner, what you want to do is actually work the least number of hours and make the most amount of money, right? And if you have this philosophy in your mind, you're always gonna, at the end of the day, aim for a higher growth business and end up actually having flexibility in your life, right? I mean, I think the advantage of owning your own business is the fact that, like, you can do whatever you want at any time, and having something like this where you can automate things away helps you achieve that flexibility in life.
No, yeah, again, it's all about flexibility. How can we build that flexible thing out as best we possibly can? And
it does two things when you aim for flexibility. I think you end up achieving a higher growth business, or bigger business, and also having more flexibility, right? Because the mindset you have to have is just like, how do I automate this piece of work away? Right? What I realized was, like, when I was starting off my business, is I would spend time with every customer interaction. I would spend time, like, understanding everything with them, which is great early on because I really understood the market inside out. But then I started training my team on how to do it, right? And so what that does is now frees me up to do bigger things, which is acquiring new customers for us.
Again, top of the funnel, what does the biggest impact? What you want to spend your time on, it does a big impact.
I know, like, for you, it's cash. Sorry.
Exactly, right?
And so, you just want to, I think for everyone out there, mostly people, audience for this, like, it's going to be, like, I think cash plus finding products and then selling them, right? And the cash is the one thing you can't solve for. And so you want to solve for the other thing, which is, like, finding new products and then selling them. How do you solve for that? Automate those pieces away.
Let's jump back on the topic of how you guys are actually looking at what's best for the customer and the different time zones. I know, like you said, like shoe sales are the highest on the weekends, so you want to be able to process a shit ton of things on the weekends, right?
Yeah. And I mean, so we have a team of people that work, right? So we have over like 250 people. And so we have the flexibility of staffing them at multiple office hours. So let's say Swastik, he works the U.S. Pacific shift, right? We can also staff someone to work the U.S. Eastern shift. We can staff someone to work the U.K. shift, or we can staff someone to work like the India shift, right? And so what that does, it gives you constant coverage. And then as you start buying product, you can start looking at, like, hey, when I bought these products, what time did I buy these products? Or when I cross-listed these products, what time were they cross-listed and when did they sell? So as an example, like, if you're waking up here every day at like 7 a.m., getting to your, like, desk by 8 and, like, cross-listing product, so you get that done by 11. What if you could do that? And that's 8 to 11 is, like, usually when, like, people are, like, not really getting started on work. They're, like, out shopping, whatever, online, right? They're looking at email. What if you could start listing this stuff like 2 hours earlier? So by the time everyone gets up and running, they're seeing your product already listed rather than having to see it the next day, right? And so, like, just even adding on every single product 1 day less will make you a lot more money.
100%.